All right, Shalom. This is Gamali Allah of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim, pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, it's going to be entitled, America is officially one of the least peaceful places on earth. All right. And I have an AI overview. It says, yes, recent reports, including the 2025 Global Peace Index, indicate that United States ranks poorly in terms of peacefulness, placing among the least peaceful countries in the world. This low ranking is attributed to factors such as high rates of violent crime and gun violence, significant political polarization, and high level of military engagement. All right, key factors contributing to the U.S.'s low ranking. The high levels of violence. The U.S. experiences high rates of violent crime and mass shootings, contributing to general perception and reality of risk to safety and security. All right, political polarization. A deeply divided political landscape contributes to instability and a perceived lack of peace. High levels of military spending and involvement in international conflicts weigh heavily on U.S.'s global peace ranking. So yeah, America's through. America is through. You know, there is no peace here in America. Let's start with this. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. All right. And mourning is synonymous with what is the antonym of peace? Antonym of peace is chaos. And mourning. The opposite of peace and chaos is mourning. You know? And hey, this place is totally through. This place is totally unpeaceful. There's no peace here in America. All right, you got to watch your back. You know, they brought up crime. You got to watch your back. You know, at any point, somebody could just bug out. And, you got to be safe in schools. Yeah, you got to watch everywhere. Watch your surroundings. As the scriptures say, be circumspect. You know, you got to be that here because there is no rest here. This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. Yeah, so the scriptures say America. Now this is the particular scripture, just to qualify, is not talking specifically about America. You know, but we apply it to America. But no captivity is our rest. All right, we were not brought here as a resting place. All right, that's why, that's why it says it's polluted. It says it's polluted. Polluted with what? Violence, crime, gun violence, division, Not only that, but the economy is fucked up. This devil has it to where you got to pay bills and you got to work hard. And so there's no peace. You can't. There's no resting here. All right. You can't just chill and just hope that, you can't just chill and just relax without catching hell. You're going to catch hell in some type of way. All right. This place was not designed to sustain, comfortable living. I was just watching a video And in the 1990, I believe it was 1997, which is about almost 30 years ago. 1997, about 30, almost 30 years ago. You know, there was no it was easier to make a living. It was a lot easier to make a living. You know, you could I think gas was cheap, cars were cheap, about 15,000, they were cheap. You know, so a person could make a living easily. Now you can't make a living off of this economy. All right, which contributes to no peace. All right, because you know, you're constantly having to worry, you're constantly having to, and then not only that, not only are you overwhelmed with bills and you know, so many other things. You got to worry about not only bills and other things, but you got to be concerned with violence, man. You know, can be concerned with, you know, at any point someone could just, you know, harm you. You know, it's a dangerous, very dangerous city. This is Gotham City. You watch Batman. Gotham City was, you know, real crime filled city. You know. This is Amos 9:8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahawah are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord." Now, like I said, I mean, this is another precept that we apply to America. All right, but it says, the eyes of the Lord Yahawah are upon the sinful kingdom. Okay, so yeah, this is a sinful kingdom. You know, very sinful. There is no righteousness here. All right, it's just pure wickedness, pure hell. You know, everything about it, every aspect about America is totally wicked, totally off. You know, and you can't find any type of peace here because of that. Because what would establish peace? The only thing that would establish peace is the Israelites being back in rulership and showing the heathens how to live. You know, putting Esau in his proper place as a servant and showing the other heathens how to live. That's the only way there will be peace. You know? The kingdom is peace. It's a time of peace. All right? For the Israelites, for the elect. All right? But this is not a peaceful time, man. We catching hell here. You know? It's tiresome. You know? It's just chaotic. It's very chaotic. It's too much going on. It's overstimulating. Talking about America's overstimulating. It's just too much. Too much going on. But it's all prophecy. It's the Lord making these things happen. You know, it's the Lord allowing, you know, these different events to show his signs, to show his coming. Let's get this. One moment. I'm blanking out on what it is. In fact, let me just search it. All right, it says Jeremiah 51 and stuff. Jeremiah 51. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that had made all the earth drunken. Yeah. So it influenced all the whole rest of the rest of the earth. All right, but it made all the earth drunken. All right, it said that the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Matter of fact, let me start at 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, which is America, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. You know, there is this iniquity is lack of peace. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, and he will render unto her recompense. So you got to flee out of the midst of Babylon, man. Don't get caught up in Babylon. There's no peace here. There's no rest here. That's why IUIC, they're foolish for trying to build here in America. Here it is. America is the biggest city. It's the number one country with lack of peace. But you got these guys trying to build here. All right. That's foolish. You know, that's totally foolish. But, you know, I just wanted to touch on that. You know, America is on its way out and there's no peace here. Lord willing, you edified, giving all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWASHI, Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone. Shalom.